The phone rings at 3 a.m. You don't recognize the number. You pick up anyway. A voice you've never heard says, "We have a job for you." This is how it starts. You're an accountant, 32 years old, one bad divorce, 47,000 in credit card debt, and a CPA license that barely pays the bills. They found you through a bankruptcy filing. That's how they always find people like you. Smart, desperate, invisible, the perfect profile. The meeting is at a chain restaurant in a strip mall. No cartel bosses, no guns. Just a guy in a polo shirt named Mateo. He orders coffee, black. He slides a paper across the table. Your job: create 3 shell companies in Delaware, open business accounts, move funds through them. Your cut, 2%. The first transfer is $50,000. Your cut, $1,000. Cash, in an envelope. You stare at that envelope for 20 minutes before you open it. 2 weeks later, the second transfer, $120,000. Your cut, $2,400. You pay off a credit card, just one, small enough to not raise questions. Month 3. The transfers are regular now. 200,000, 400,000, sometimes $1 million in a single weekend. Your cut keeps growing, and so does the feeling in your stomach. You move out of your apartment, not to a better place, to a quieter one, further from neighbors, harder to surveil. The wealthier you get, the more invisible you have to become. Mateo introduces you to someone new, a woman named Elena, no last name. She runs the Caribbean side, banks in the Caymans, real estate in Panama. Suddenly, your little Delaware operation feels like a lemonade stand. Elena teaches you how the real machine works. Money doesn't move, it gets renamed. A yacht in Monaco becomes a service fee. A luxury watch becomes a business expense. A painting becomes collateral for a loan that will never be repaid. You spend 6 months reading tax treaties, banking regulations, offshore structures. You become obsessed, not with the money, with the architecture, the thing most people never see. By month 9, you're running your own structures. 2 shell companies in Delaware, 3 in Wyoming, 1 in the British Virgin Islands. The funds move in seconds. Your cut is now 8%. Your income for that year? $2.3 million in cash, in crypto, in anonymous trusts, and not a single dollar of it can be deposited anywhere without attracting attention. This is the paradox nobody warns you about. The richer you get in this game, the less you can spend. A new watch, a question, a new car, a report, a house in cash, a federal investigation. So you learn to live a double life. Your official lifestyle is modest, a nice but not insane apartment, a reliable but not luxurious car. You drive a 2019 Honda Accord, and your neighbors have no idea who you actually are. But on weekends, you fly private. Meetings in Zurich, lunches in Dubai, dinners in Monaco. You travel on passports from 3 different countries. You have names that aren't yours, bank accounts that don't exist on paper. You become a ghost in 3 languages. You can order coffee in Spanish like you grew up in Madrid. You can negotiate in Mandarin without breaking eye contact. And you can smile while a Swiss banker launders $70 million of drug money through a charity foundation. Year 4. You're no longer just a launderer. You're a strategist. You design the whole flow. You pick the jurisdictions. You choose the banks. You tell the cartel how to move their money, and they listen. But something interesting happens at this level. The people you're working for, they're not cartel bosses anymore. They're CEOs, hedge fund managers, politicians. The line between organized crime and organized finance stops existing. One night, in a hotel bar in Singapore, a man sits next to you. He's 80 years old, expensive suit, soft voice. He's laundered money through 4 presidencies. He smiles and says, "We're in the same business." Year 5. Your annual income crosses $8 million. You own property on 4 continents. Your children, from a relationship you barely maintain, don't know what you do. You tell them you work in international consulting. They believe you. The loneliness is the price nobody tells you about. You can't have real friends. Your wife doesn't know you. Your kids don't know you. The only people who truly understand your life are other people in your business, and they are not your friends. Then comes the phone call you never wanted. A journalist in Mexico is asking questions. A leaked document. A bank in Luxembourg flagged 12 transfers. Your name isn't on any of them, but your structures are. This is where most people get caught. Not from a raid, not from a whistleblower, from a single bank compliance officer in a back office who decided to actually read the paperwork. One file folder, one pen, one decision. You consider running. You have 3 passports, a safe house in Uruguay, enough gold buried in 4 different countries to disappear forever. But Elena calls. She says, "Don't. They'll find you, and they'll make an example of you." So you do what the people at your level always do. You hire the best lawyers. You delete the things you can delete. You prepare the testimony that protects the right people, and you wait. Here's the dark truth about modern money laundering. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. For every headline arrest, there are 10,000 transactions that don't make the news. The people at the top never get caught. Only the people who stop being useful. Every jurisdiction you ever used still exists. Every shell structure you ever designed has been sold to someone new. Every loophole is still a loophole. The world does not reform after people like you get caught. It just replaces them. And that's the part of this story that should concern you. Not the criminals, not the cartels. The fact that the infrastructure that moves dirty money is the same infrastructure that moves clean money. The only difference is the label. I'm not telling you this to romanticize any of it. Money laundering destroys real lives. Cartel money funds real violence. Every offshore trust hides a real person who paid the price. I'm telling you this because the more you understand how the machine actually works, the less it can lie to you. Knowledge is not the same as participation, but ignorance is always expensive. If this changed how you see the financial system, drop a comment telling me what surprised you the most. Subscribe if you want the next story. Next video, we're going deeper. I'll see you there.